everyone, welcome back to the show. It's nice to have you, and happy Thursday or whatever other day that you happen to see this. So let's talk about meth, right? Now that we got the introductions out of the way, let's jump into hardcore drugs, everyone. Meth is not advised as something that you do in life. As someone who has never consumed meth, that is my understanding. It would not be recommended that you do it. One of the reasons, aside from your teeth, health, things like that, would be that it's very not good for your house. And meth would be like the cat piss of the, God, this is a great analogy now I'm thinking about. Meth is like the cat piss of the drug world. Damn it. We gotta start a blog or something to start talking about that as a great headline right there. And here's what I mean. Cat piss has a way of just seeping its way into shit where you're like, well, that's never gonna go away unless you strip it down to the studs. Meth is the same way, right? So if you start smoking meth in your house, it's gonna really contaminate the house and turn it into like a biohazard facility. I bring this up for what purpose? Because when you're fucking new guy over here. I bring this up because of this. When you're buying a house, a lot of times the inspectors will be like, you'll see like an add-ons. Would you like any of these extras within your inspection? One of those would be, do you want a meth test? And I typically advise clients, yeah, unless if it's a brand new house, probably not, unless you've just like got wind that like all the construction workers are just cooking up meth in the house at night, then in which case maybe. If it's an older house, I typically recommend that you do. Occasionally there's houses that you just walk in and you're like, look, I mean, this is like polite church-going people. I can tell they don't swear. They probably don't even eat red meat. They just have 6 children and they sit around and they pray at night, and they definitely aren't doing meth, right? Unless they got teenagers, right? Maybe the teenagers are. But so I typically recommend that you do, unless there's just those cases where you go, definitely not. Like, this is definitely not a meth house. But let me tell you one example of one that was. So I had a client, military dude out here and in Salt Lake, and we looked at this house, and honestly, it was pretty good. It checked enough boxes for him. We put in an offer. We got it accepted. And on the seller's disclosures, right, which it has to be reported, there was something on there that said that, hey, the garage is new. The previous garage had burned down, and now immediately, right, you connect the dots, right? Hindsight is 2020. Now, in retrospect, you just go, I mean, you know, shit happens. I don't know. Lightning hit it. I don't know what the fuck happened. Garage burned down. So garage burned down, no big deal. We show up to an inspection day, and there's a 2x4 like blocking the door to the garage. And so I call the listing agent, who didn't have the courtesy to call me and at least tell me this, that, hey, the house had just been like broken into a day or two before. And like the garage door had been kicked in, and that's why they had the thing boarded up, because it had been kicked in. And I'm just like, you didn't think to maybe call me on this one, dipshit agent? Like, I got to show up with my client. He's looking at me going, what the hell happened here? I'm like, I don't know, dude. No one's told me anything. So this gives you a hint as to the laziness and patheticness of the real estate industry. But we show up, and turns out the meth test comes back kind of high, and we start connecting the dots, and we're like, yep, meth lab. That's why the damn thing burned down. That's why I got broken into, because this was not only a place where meth was used, but a place where meth was made, right? And of course, my client being in the military starts calling around, you know, doing some intel and shit, and finds out like, yeah, this is kind of a known crime house. So that's probably why the garage got broken into, is someone was coming back and they're looking for their old whatever the hell they're looking for. Or maybe this is where, who knows what the hell's in this house, right? This is just that house that people know about. And so they kick indoors. One moment, everyone. Yeah, you should probably get your house tested for meth. It's a good idea. It's usually like $125, because the alternative is you just don't want to be breathing that shit in. It's not just like cat piss where it might smell bad, but it's like it doesn't hurt anything per se. It's like, no, meth is actually bad for you. And I've had, I think, only 2 houses that have popped hot for meth, and one hot enough to be like, Someone was cooking meth in that place. They weren't just using it. They were cooking it. Set of Breaking Bad, basically. So I hope you guys are doing well. If you need real estate help, let us know. Quick bourbon plug here. So one more from the Whiskey Blendery. I think we've now covered all my bottles from the Blendery, but this is their proper toast. Everything that they do. So this is bottle 36 of 50, right? And for people like me, this becomes really cool because you go, I have one of 50 of these. And like, there's not any more of it, you know? And it's like, so it's really cool because you're collecting limited things that are also perishable and consumable. So it's like this equal thrill of you crack it and you're sad because you can't replace it, but you're thrilled because you have something that no one else has. Really cool. So again, if you're in Texas, check this out. Toasted Barrel, in case, you know, the name makes that one pretty obvious, but Toasted Barrel, and I do look forward to trying that. Beyond that, if you need real estate help, let us know. I'm going to go call this homie back right here. And yeah, we will talk to you guys soon.